Oh, hi everybody. A very good evening. Actually, good morning. Namaskar, Sat Shri Akal. Adab. How you doing? I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm the founder and CEO of Farm Decor Design, and we're in the business of designing and manufacturing home and office decor and interior solutions and stuff. So it's almost the end of a weekend, and I'm wishing and hoping everybody had a great weekend and stuff. So I'm doing a thought share before I hit the sack on picturing your way to success and stuff. So I'm not talking about picturing your ways of success through online stuff, following people online, promoting yourself online and stuff, because there is a real world beyond the social media world and stuff. So let me give you an example. So there is a music festival happening in Delhi for now, Kamani Auditorium, and this was a great experience today where I got to interact and meet and greet with lots of personalities from global culture. They've been making India shine abroad, and to name a few, we had the global musician, the flute artist, Sri Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia. On tabla was Mr. Ram Mishra, and quite a few other names I have, which I don't have before me and stuff. And for many people, these have been dreams because people have wanted to participate. Many of them have attended their concerts abroad and stuff. And they've done the performances with Zakir Hussain and the likes of lots and lots of global artists abroad and in India and stuff. And of course, these are the veterans and the senior ones who are I didn't know his age, but he's 85. So looking at him and the team and everything, and there were ladies also there. I could only sit and appreciate in this, and I can see the hard work behind this and stuff. So my thought and my read is inspired from picturing your way to success. So this is not about the corporate world. This is not about the TV world. This is not about the branding and marketing and PR world. This is not about the social media world. It's actually about picturing your way to success, looking at the mental movies from your childhood and taking responsibilities for your own movies, and changing the movies and narratives playing in your head because of the conditioning, because of the environments we've been in, because of the education we've had, because of the influence we've had and stuff, because of the countries we belong to, the kind of nationalities we hold and stuff like that. And of course, our parents and families also have an influence and stuff, and rest is our own responsibility, and we take charge of our own self. So looking at them, there are a lot of mental movies from childhood which were playing before my eyes when I was watching the concert and stuff. And they had a pretty interesting, mesmerizing, and extremely blissful experience there. एंड हिंदी में अद्भुत था, अद्भुत था, ब्यूटीफुल था, और सुंदर था, और अनफॉरगेटेबल था. So I mean, 15-20 minutes had many of us in different emotions and stuff, and some of us were moved by the music and stuff. And it's not like we were getting emotional and stuff, but there was something about the music which was bringing about different emotions and stuff. And then there was a standing ovation, and everything happened. So I'm sharing my thoughts on the non-corporate world, the non-PR world, the non-startup world, the non-design world. But this is actually about mental movies from childhood, like I said, and taking responsibility for your own movies and stuff like that. So where do these pictures in our mind come from? So many times it happens that you're driving around in the city, or you watch a certain video, or you watch a couple of movies and stuff, and you'll have faces of the people before you playing in your mind and stuff. And I see children also in the park who tell me many times that before sleeping, if they watched the face of a puppy, they'd have a dream of a puppy or whatever. So it's up to us that we kind of take charge of our own mind and stuff, and lots of other things can happen when you're sleeping and stuff, which is a different topic on dreams and stuff like that. So the author is talking about this. If you're involved in selling products and services, please try and understand that you have to see yourself successfully succeeding on a consistent basis. If you're not getting the results you're wanting, there's no question that you have to kind of hold onto the same old images of strategies, selling PR, the disappointments, the frustrations, the regrets, the outlook that you have and everything. You have to get a new perspective, you have to get a new point of view, you have to have a new strategy, you have to have some new kick-ass ideas coming in and stuff. And they don't come when you're in the same environment. If the environment is great, it's got lots and lots of people and stuff, then of course you can do a thought share and a mind share, and you can get kind of a little more seasoned out on your outlook and stuff like that. But if it is the same old people, the same old environments that you have to go to, the same old people you have to deal with and stuff, after a point of time, it can become a little monotonous and stuff like that. And we may feel that we are stagnating, we're not getting any ideas, we're not feeling creative and stuff. So the author is saying that, remember, if you were a producer, director, a script writer, a lighting coordinator, a costume designer, and a casting director of your own mental movies, what would you do? Would you choose good movies, or would you choose negative movies? Are you going to be mentally rehearsing and running your successful outcomes to your mind and paving way for success, or you going to have the same, like I say, cassette and the band Baja Barat, the garbage playing in your head, which you followed on social media, which have become a part of your psyche because you've been in that circle for many years and stuff. Maybe your partners are like that, your children are like that, your grandparents have been like that and stuff. But the point is, you can always change, your outlook and stuff if you start absorbing new content and new, stuff and all that. Okay. So he's saying that if you currently run your images through your mind, where the prospect rejects your ideas and you have no interest in your presentation, you'll attain a very limited success from your sales efforts. You'll attract those people whose situations and stuff corresponds to your images. So let's say you're in a negative state of mind, you're in a toxic state of mind, you're going to attract similar experience and stuff. It is not rocket science. It is really very easy. Uh, the kind of disposition you have, the kind of outlook you have, is the kind of company you'll attract, the kind of people you attract and stuff. That's why they say that, education is so important, improvising is so important, exposure to different cultures and communities is so important. Hanging around with different people and understanding thoughts and ideas from different perspective is so important, because if you're going to follow the same stuff, the same information, you're going to be stuck in, you're going to feel stagnated, and you're not going to get creative, you're not going to be efficient, you're not going to be productive, you're not going to be an ideas person and stuff. Okay. So how does the author help us to kind of deal with this? I would say, firstly, relax. You have to relax, and you have to let ideas come in, and relax and involve your senses. Okay, so let's see what the author has to say. He says, if you've always dreamed of owning a beach house, let's say in front of Caribbean, picture the white and the peach colored house. Try and imagine the green palm trees, try and imagine the gentle breeze, smell the air, feel the warmth, feel the sunshine. Isn't this paradise? So, how long do you want to live in hell? And hell is a state of mind, and all you can do is you can hold on to this image and let it take you to a places where you wander, and you're just floating in there and you're enjoying the experience and stuff. Okay. So all images that you have which are stored in your brain have or evoke emotions which can be um, kind of channelized in a creative manner or a destructive manner. So, strong emotions have even more power, and they can be used to add positive feelings to your vision. So, for example, I've already shared, if you're visualizing your own experience, your own job, your own physical sense, your own experience, your emotions of pride, happiness, joy, and stuff, you're going to work hard and you're going to take yourself in that direction. It's not going to be like you're going to sit here and you're going to be in that khayali pilau, which is a world of imagination and stuff. You're going to take action towards it, okay? And I also say that if you love yourself enough at any age, any stage, no matter whether you're single, you're double, you're married, you're separated, you're divorced, you're working, not working, or stuff, the responsibility and onus of taking charge of your emotions and your mind lies with you. And there's a very interesting thought share which I attended a few years back, where some children and youth were talking about their parents not being able to do much for them and stuff. And I understand where a lot of people come from. They come from not so amazing schools and colleges and stuff. I see that in the startup world as well. I see that in the investment forums and stuff. I see that in the colleges and institutions I go. I see them everywhere in my gym and stuff. There are people from all walks of life. So one has to really understand that, I mean, no matter what background you've come from or what journey you've had, it's always an opportunity. It's always possible to kind of rise above all of that. Okay. And not now, but maybe at some point of time, I'm also going to do a book or probably a video or something on my life and my journey and stuff. But the point is, right now, I'd like to share with you that it's very easy to get pulled into stuff which is not adding any meaning or any value or any substance to you. So let's say if you're looking at the Facebook pages of few people, if you're on the phone, if you're, let's say, in a meeting and stuff, and you're looking at a few pages, what is the outcome of your thought process and what is the outcome of your mindset going to be all about? It's going to be a recall and replay of those messages and stuff like that. Okay. And everybody has that. I mean, today let me take you on video 2.